Ever cracked open a company's earnings report and just felt like, ugh, what am I even looking at?
It can be pretty daunting.
Yeah.
It's just a wall of numbers and jargon.
Yeah, exactly. So today we're going to try to make sense of all of that.
Sounds like fun.
We're going to be using Costco's latest quarterly report as our guide.
Okay.
It's kind of like deciphering a treasure map.
Interesting analogy.
But instead of like, buried gold, we're unearthing insights into how this retail giant keeps winning.
They do seem to have a winning formula. There's a lot to unpack in these reports.
Yeah.
It's not just, dry figures. It's like a window into how they think,
Right.
how they make decisions,
Yeah.
what they might be planning for the future.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we're looking at their Form 8K filing with the SEC.
Right. The official document.
It's basically their report card to investors.
Yeah.
And it covers their first quarter of fiscal 2025, which ended pretty recently, actually, on November 24th, 2024.
Fresh off the press.
So super fresh insights, hot off the presses.
Absolutely. And, the first thing that always jumps out at me is the net sales number.
Yeah.
It's the headline figure, right?
It's the big one.
And for Costco, we're looking at a pretty staggering $60.99 billion.
Wow. That's a lot of hot dog combos.
It is. It's a 7.5% jump from the same time last year.
Okay. That's huge. For a company like Costco, that kind of growth is really impressive.
It really is.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider their size. They're not a startup anymore.
Yeah, they're a giant.
So to see that kind of growth, it shows that they're not just surviving, they're thriving.
So what's driving that growth? I mean, is it just new stores popping up everywhere?
New stores definitely play a role. They opened 2 new warehouses this quarter.
Did they?
Yeah. One in Zaragoza, Spain, and another in Napa, California.
Oh, okay. Fancy.
Yeah. But the real engine behind these big numbers is something called comparable sales growth.
Okay, I've heard that term before, but remind me, what does that actually measure?
Sure. So it's basically how much sales have increased at existing stores, not including the new ones.
So it's like a way to see how well their core business is doing regardless of all the new shiny locations.
Precisely. It takes out the impact of those new openings and tells you how the existing stores are performing.
So it's like a clearer picture of, underlying growth.
Exactly. And for Costco overall, comparable sales growth was 5.2%. Not bad at all. Yeah. But it gets even more interesting when we start adjusting for things like gas prices and currency exchange rates.
Oh, why is that?
Those things can really skew the picture. Gas prices go up and down, currency values fluctuate, and those things can make the sales numbers look better or worse than they actually are.
So it's like you're taking off the tinted glasses to get a more accurate view.
Exactly. We want to see the underlying performance without those external factors distorting things.
Okay, makes sense. So when we adjust for those things, what does the growth number look like?
Well, hold on to your hats because it jumps to a very healthy 7.1%.
Whoa, okay, that is a big difference.
It is. And it tells you something crucial about Costco's strategy. Their focus on value and low pricing. That's really resonating with consumers.
Makes sense, especially with, everyone being worried about the economy and, prices going up.
Yeah, exactly. People are looking for ways to save money, and Costco is well-positioned to meet that need.
They are. It's almost like they're defying gravity while other retailers are, struggling.
Yeah, they're in a really strong position to weather whatever economic storms might be brewing.
But they're not just about, those giant warehouse aisles anymore, are they?
Absolutely not. Another little gem hidden in the report is their e-commerce growth.
They've got their online game going on.
They do. Online sales surged by 13%.
Wow, that's impressive. So they're not just the king of, bulk buys. They're becoming a real player in the online world, too.
Right, and that's got to be putting pressure on those traditional retailers who are already struggling to adapt to this shift online.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a whole different ballgame when you're competing with the likes of Amazon.
It is. It's a smart move by Costco, though. They're catering to changing shopping habits. Making it easier for you, the customer, to get what you need however you prefer to shop.
So it's all about convenience and options.
Exactly. It broadens their reach, taps into new customer segments, and, it just makes good business sense.
Okay, so sales are strong, growing, both in those, massive warehouses and online.
Right. A winning combination.
But what about the bottom line? What are they actually earning from all of this?
The bottom line. So their net income comes in at a cool $1.798 billion.
Okay.
That's up from $1.589 billion the previous year.
Another solid win for Costco.
Definitely. However, there's a little asterisk here.
Oh, there's an asterisk. I don't like asterisks.
Sometimes they're important. This figure includes a $100 million tax benefit related to something called stock-based compensation.
Okay, I'm guessing that's not something most people have to deal with on their tax returns?
Probably not. It's a bit of a complex accounting thing, but essentially Costco got a one-time tax break.
A tax break?
Yeah, because of how they compensate their employees with stock options.
Okay.
It's important to factor this in, because it's not going to be recurring every quarter.
Right, so it's like a temporary boost, but still healthy profit overall.
Yeah, absolutely. They're doing very well.
So how does this profitability compare to other retailers? Especially since Costco is famous for their super thin margins.
Right. They're known for that. It's something investors should definitely be paying attention to.
So are they defying the odds here?
In a way, yes. Even with that tax benefit factored in, their performance is very strong. And what makes them unique is that they operate on those incredibly thin margins.
Right. Thinner than most traditional retailers.
Exactly. Instead of marking up prices a lot, they rely on high sales volume and, yes, membership fees.
Ah, the membership fees. That's their secret weapon, isn't it?
It is. It's a key element of their model.
Yeah.
And so far, it's proven very successful.
So they're kind of like flipping the script on traditional retail, right? Focusing on volume and loyalty instead of squeezing every last penny out of each item.
That's a great way to put it. It's a different approach, but clearly it's working.
Okay, so let's talk about that secret weapon, their loyal fan base.
The heart of their business model.
Membership magic.
You got it.
The Costco membership card, it's like a golden ticket to a land of, giant-sized savings.
For many, it is. What does this report tell us about how their membership base is doing?
Yeah. Are people still flocking to join?
It seems so. The report highlights some very encouraging trends.
Okay.
Membership income grew by a solid 7.8%.
That's healthy.
It is. It suggests they're attracting new members while keeping their current ones happy.
Okay, so that's the growth side. But what about those renewal rates?
Are people sticking around once they get a taste of those bulk buys?
Right. Once the novelty wears off?
They definitely are. They have a worldwide renewal rate of 90.4%.
Whoa, that's incredibly high.
It is. It speaks volumes about customer satisfaction and, how much value people are finding in a Costco membership.
It's almost unheard of in the retail world, right? That level of loyalty.
It's rare, for sure. It's like a testament to their entire business model.
Okay, people clearly love their Costco memberships, but how does that translate into actual business success?
Right. How do those numbers really matter?
Yeah. Why are they so important to their overall strategy?
Well, this is what truly sets Costco apart from your average retailer. You see those membership fees? They provide a predictable and consistent revenue stream.
Okay.
It's like a stable foundation for their entire business model.
Gotcha.
This allows them to do things that other retailers can't.
Yeah.
Offer those incredibly low prices on merchandise and still maintain profitability.
It's a brilliant cycle, right? Loyal members pay those fees, which allows Costco to keep prices low, which keeps those members coming back for more.
Exactly. It's a win-win situation, and it's working beautifully. They ended the quarter with 77.4 million paid memberships.
Wow.
That's a 7.6% increase, and that translates to a staggering 138.8 million cardholders.
Okay, now that is a massive number of people.
It is. It shows how many people are invested in the Costco experience.
And they're not just, staying put in their existing locations, they're expanding.
They are. Let's zoom out a bit and look at Costco's global footprint.
Okay.
They currently operate a mind-boggling 897 warehouses across the globe.
Wow, it's like a retail empire.
It really is. And they're not slowing down either.
Really?
Yeah, they've got plans to open 6 more warehouses just in the remainder of fiscal year 2025.
Wow, that's ambitious.
It is.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, what goes into choosing those locations.
Right. Is it just like a dart on a map, or is there more like, strategic approach?
It's definitely strategic.
Yeah.
They consider a lot of factors: population density, demographics, income levels, even things like competition and local regulations.
Oh, wow. So it's like a giant game of retail chess.
It is. They're very careful about where they choose to put those new warehouses.
And I imagine international markets add like a whole other layer of complexity.
Oh, absolutely. Consumer preferences vary across cultures. So Costco has to really adapt their product offerings, their marketing strategies to make sure they resonate in different countries.
Yeah. So what works in, Spain might not fly in Japan?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They need to understand the local nuances, the cultural differences, and tailor their approach accordingly.
Okay, so it's not just about, plopping down a giant warehouse and hoping people will come.
No, it's much more nuanced than that. They have to do their homework to be successful globally.
It sounds like a lot more goes into opening a new Costco than meets the eye.
Oh, there's a lot happening behind the scenes.
It's really fascinating to see how they approach this global expansion so carefully.
It is a well-oiled machine.
Okay, so let's get back to their digital dominance for a second. Remember that impressive 13% e-commerce growth we talked about?
Right, that's a big deal in today's world.
Yeah, they're really making moves online. So the report actually breaks it down even further.
Does it?
Yeah, website traffic is up by like 16%.
So people are definitely browsing.
Yeah, they're checking out what Costco has to offer online.
But are they just window shopping?
Right, good question.
Or are they actually clicking that buy button?
That's what we want to know.
Well, good news, they are buying. The average order value is up 4%.
Oh, wow. So people are spending more per visit.
That's right. And to handle all of this online activity, Costco is investing in their logistics infrastructure.
Okay, so they're building out the systems to make those deliveries happen.
Exactly. Costco logistics deliveries are up by 13%.
Wow. They're making sure they can get those bulk buys to your doorstep.
That's the goal.
So as an expert, how is Costco really leveraging technology to make all of this happen? Is this something they can sustain over time?
They're definitely doing a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
They've made their website and mobile app more user-friendly, more intuitive, easier to navigate.
Okay, that's important.
They've also focused on personalized recommendations.
So like, showing me things I'm actually interested in.
Exactly. Tailoring the experience to you using data to understand your preferences.
That's smart.
It is. In a world with so many choices, personalization can make you feel valued as a customer.
Yeah, it can make a difference for sure. But do they risk like alienating those customers who prefer the, traditional Costco experience?
That's the challenge, right? Finding that balance between innovation and staying true to what made them successful in the first place.
It's a tough line to walk.
It is. But so far, they seem to be doing a pretty good job of navigating it.
All right, so we've seen that the sales are strong, they're growing online and in those massive warehouses.
Right, they're firing on all cylinders.
But let's move beyond the digital world for a moment and peek behind those aisles.
Okay, behind the scenes at Costco.
What else does this report reveal about what's happening inside those warehouses?
We get a little glimpse into some of the top performing categories.
Interesting.
Some of them might surprise you.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Lay it on me, what are people buying? All right, get ready for this: golden jewelry hardware gift cards,
Okay.
home furnishings, health and beauty aids, and sporting goods.
Wow, that's a pretty diverse mix.
It is. It shows the breadth of what Costco offers.
Yeah. I wouldn't have guessed gold and jewelry would be like topping the charts at Costco.
It's not what you typically think of,
Right.
but they're clearly doing something right in those categories.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Anything else in this section of the report that you found particularly interesting?
A couple of things stood out to me. First, they're actively lowering prices on some of their Kirkland signature items.
Oh, the Kirkland Signature brand. That's like a cult favorite.
It is. And they're making it even more appealing by lowering those prices.
Reinforcing that value proposition.
Exactly. And second, they've got some interesting new items hitting the shelves,
Okay.
showing that they're always innovating and keeping things fresh.
That's important, right? It's about keeping people excited about coming back to see what's new.
Exactly. Now that you mentioned Kirkland's signature, I have to admit, I'm a bit of a fan myself.
Oh, who isn't? I'm always curious to see what new items they come up with.
Right. There's always something new to discover.
Do they actually mention any specifics in the report?
Well, there's a new Kirkland signature butter chicken with naan bread that's generating some buzz.
Oh, that sounds good.
And for those craving a classic, they're introducing a new take on the meatball sub.
Okay, now I'm getting hungry.
Yeah.
But focusing back on the business side of things, what do these choices reveal about how Costco understands its customers?
They've clearly done their homework.
Right.
They understand that their customers want both value and quality.
Okay.
People are willing to buy in bulk if it means saving money, and Costco knows that.
And they're not afraid to leverage their enormous buying power to get the best possible prices.
Exactly. It's like they're the masters of the art of the deal.
Right. Using their size to benefit both themselves and their members.
It's a win-win situation. And by carefully selecting their products, they've managed to offer a blend of premium and value-oriented goods.
So there's something for everyone.
Right. They're appealing to a wide range of tastes and budgets.
Yeah.
It's a balancing act, but they seem to have mastered it.
So they're not just a one-trick pony. They've really found that sweet spot.
They have, where affordability meets quality, and it's clearly resonating with their customers.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive.
We have. There's a lot to unpack in these reports.
There is, but I think the main takeaway is that Costco is in a really strong position.
They are.
They're growing steadily, they're innovating with e-commerce,
Yep.
and they're really laser focused on that member value.
It's a powerful combination.
It is, but we've seen their strengths so far.
Right, the good stuff.
But what about their weaknesses? Are there any cracks in this seemingly, impenetrable retail armor?
That's a good question. And that's what we'll dig into in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, I'm looking forward to uncovering those hidden vulnerabilities.
There's always something lurking beneath the surface.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back.
So, it's interesting. Costco has this amazing system that keeps pumping out profits and happy customers.
You do?
But the world around them, it's changing so fast.
It is. It's like everything's moving at warp speed.
Right. Like we talked about earlier, consumer habits are evolving, technology's advancing, new competitors are popping up left and right. It makes you wonder, can Costco keep up?
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? Can they stay ahead of the curve?
Right, because they can't just assume that their current success is going to last forever.
No, they can't. So what are some of the biggest challenges you think they might face in the next few years?
Okay, so where are those cracks in the armor?
Yeah, exactly. Where are those vulnerabilities?
Well, one of the biggest, and we've already touched on this a little, is the rise of e-commerce.
Right, that's a huge one.
It is. While Costco has made some progress with their online presence, they're still playing catch-up to giants like Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon is a tough competitor to beat.
They are. They've really set the bar high when it comes to online shopping convenience and delivery speed.
And customer expectations have shifted too, right? People want things instantly.
Exactly.
They want personalized recommendations. They want that seamless experience across all channels.
That's a whole new ball game.
So Costco needs to keep pushing forward in that digital space if they want to stay competitive.
Absolutely.
So what does that look like? What steps should they be taking?
Well, for starters, they need to keep investing in their technology infrastructure.
Okay.
Make sure their website and mobile app are top-notch.
Right, because those are like the digital storefront.
They are, and they need to keep improving those online ordering and delivery processes.
Make it as smooth and easy as possible for people to shop with them online.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
It's almost like they need to create a whole new Costco experience.
A digital Costco experience.
Exactly. One that mirrors the excitement and the value of shopping in those giant warehouses.
Okay, but is that even possible? I mean, part of the appeal of Costco is that it's kind of old school, right?
It is.
You wander those aisles, you discover unexpected treasures. It's like a treasure hunt.
Right. That's part of the magic.
Yeah.
But, consumer habits are changing.
They are?
People are busy. They want things fast and easy. So Costco needs to figure out how to bridge that gap.
Yeah. How to offer both the treasure hunt experience and that, streamlined digital convenience.
Exactly. Kind of balancing act. But there are other things they need to think about, too.
What else is on your radar?
Well, sustainability is a big one.
Oh, yeah. That's becoming more and more important to consumers.
It is. People want to know where their products are coming from, how they're made, what kind of impact they're having on the environment.
So Costco needs to show that they're environmentally responsible.
They do. But it's not always easy for a company that's built on bulk buying and, let's be honest, sometimes excessive packaging.
Right, so how do they reconcile those two things?
It's a challenge. But they are taking steps. They're reducing plastic packaging, offering more organic and sustainable products. They need to keep pushing forward, though.
Okay, so it's not just about, doing the right thing. It's also good for business.
It is. Consumers, especially younger generations, they're more likely to support companies that align with their values.
So it makes sense for Costco to really embrace sustainability.
Absolutely. And here's another trend they need to watch: the rise of what's called conscious consumerism.
Okay. What's that all about?
So it's basically people being more mindful of their spending habits, prioritizing quality over quantity.
So it's not just about getting the absolute lowest price anymore.
Not always.
Yeah.
People are willing to pay a premium for products that are, durable, well-made, ethically produced.
So they're looking for value in a broader sense.
Exactly. It's about more than just the price tag.
So maybe Costco needs to adjust its product mix a little bit, offer more of those premium brands alongside those value-oriented options.
That's a good idea. They need to appeal to a wider range of customers, including those who are willing to spend a little more for those higher quality products.
It's about catering to those evolving tastes and preferences.
Precisely. So, they need to be agile, adaptable, to stay ahead of all of these trends.
It sounds like a lot to juggle.
It is.
Mm.
But they've been successful for so long doing things a certain way.
Right, they have their formula.
Do you think they're really capable of making these kinds of changes?
That's a good question. It's like asking an elephant to dance.
Right. But, I believe they have the potential.
Okay.
They have a strong brand, a fiercely loyal customer base, and a proven track record of success.
Uh-huh.
But they need to stay focused on innovation, adapt to those changing consumer preferences, and really embrace new technologies.
So it's like a game of chess. They always need to be thinking several moves ahead.
That's a great way to put it. And one of the most important moves they need to make is investing in their workforce.
Ah, yes. The people who make the magic happen.
Exactly.
They're the heart and soul of Costco. They provide that amazing customer service.
Yeah.
They keep those shelves stocked. They keep those massive warehouses running smoothly.
So for Costco to keep thriving, they need to attract and retain top talent.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And that means offering competitive wages, comprehensive benefits, opportunities for professional development.
It's an investment in the future.
It is. Happy employees lead to happy customers.
But it's a virtuous cycle.
And it's not just about, compensation and benefits.
What else is there?
It's about creating a culture of respect, recognition, appreciation.
Making people feel valued and empowered.
Exactly. And that's something that Costco, to their credit, they already do pretty well.
They do. They have a reputation for treating their employees fairly.
They do, and for investing in their well-being.
It's one of their secret weapons, honestly.
I agree. It's something other companies should really pay attention to.
Yeah. Take some notes, folks. Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about another potential challenge competition.
Oh, yes, the C word.
Right. They're not the only player in this game anymore. You've got Sam's Club, BJ's Wholesale Club.
Uh-huh.
And then there are those big box retailers like Walmart and Target who are also trying to capture some of those bulk buying customers.
They all want a piece of the pie.
So Costco needs to find ways to stand out to differentiate itself.
It's a crowded marketplace.
It is what makes them truly unique.
Well, they've carved out a nice little niche for themselves by offering a curated selection of high-quality products at competitive prices.
So it's not just about offering endless aisles and mountains of merchandise.
Not exactly. It's about making choices about what to offer and focusing on quality.
And they've built a reputation for that, for offering good value.
They have. And let's not forget their incredible customer service.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. Their employees are generally helpful and knowledgeable.
Which you don't always find in those big retail environments.
No, you don't. It's a more personal experience than you often get at those massive big box stores.
And then there's their secret weapon, Kirkland Signature.
Ah, yes. The brand that has a cult following of its own.
It's incredibly popular and for good reason. They offer a wide range of products across so many categories.
At prices that are often significantly lower than the national brand.
Exactly. And the quality is often just as good, if not better.
That's what's amazing. It's like they've cracked the code.
They have. They've managed to build trust in that Kirkland Signature brand.
Uh-huh.
And that allows them to offer those lower prices without sacrificing quality.
It's a brilliant strategy.
Yeah.
And it helps them stand out from the competition.
Definitely. They're not just reselling other brands. They've created their own brand that people actively seek out.
It's like a brand within a brand.
Right. And they're constantly innovating with new Kirkland Signature products.
So they're keeping things fresh and exciting.
Exactly. And that's what they need to do to stay ahead of the game. They can't afford to become complacent.
No, they can't. They need to keep experimenting, innovating, adapting to those changing tastes.
It's a constant evolution.
It is. Okay, so to sum it up, to stay competitive, Costco needs to keep pushing forward on all fronts.
Right.
Their digital presence, sustainability, employee relations, and those product offerings.
It's a multifaceted challenge.
It is. But they have a lot going for them.
They do. They have a lot of strengths to build on.
Okay, let's shift gears again.
Yeah, where are we going now?
Let's talk about something that's often overlooked, Costco's real estate strategy.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so they actually own a significant portion of the land and buildings where their warehouses are located.
That's unusual for a retailer.
It is. Most retailers, they lease their space.
They do.
But Costco has chosen to invest in owning those properties.
Why do you think they do that?
Well, I think it gives them more control.
Control, okay.
They don't have to worry about landlords raising the rent or, forcing them to move.
So it provides stability and predictability.
Exactly. In a world where things can change so quickly.
Right. The retail landscape is constantly shifting.
It is. So it's like having a solid foundation.
Yeah, it gives them a valuable asset they can leverage if needed.
It's like a safety net.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's a smart strategy, especially with how crazy the real estate market is these days.
Yeah, but doesn't it also come with risks?
Risks.
Yeah, like they're exposed to fluctuations in property values.
That's true.
So if the market tanks,
Right, the real estate holdings could lose value.
so it's a calculated gamble.
It is. But they've been pretty strategic about it. They focus on prime locations, high visibility, strong demographics.
So they're minimizing that risk by choosing wisely.
Exactly.
Yep.
They're not just buying anything they can get their hands on.
They're playing the long game.
They are.
hmm
And those real estate holdings have become a really significant part of their overall assets.
It's like another piece of that winning formula.
It is. Okay, but let's talk about something that's even more unpredictable than real estate.
Oh boy, what could that be?
The economy.
Ah, yes, the wild card.
Right, the unpredictable beast that can make or break any company.
And the global economy is facing a lot of headwinds right now. You've got inflation, supply chain issues, geopolitical uncertainty.
It's a lot to deal with.
It feels like we're walking on eggshells.
And all of these factors, they could really impact consumer spending.
Right, and that would, of course, affect Costco.
It would affect everyone.
So how do they prepare for a potential downturn? What can they do to weather the storm if things go south?
Well, they need to have those contingency plans in place.
Okay, that makes sense. But what do those contingency plans actually look like?
What are the concrete steps?
Yeah, what can they actually do?
Well, for one, they could offer more promotional deals
Okay.
to attract those price-sensitive shoppers.
Right, make it even more enticing to shop at Costco.
Exactly. They could also expand their private label offerings,
Uh-huh.
provide even more value through those Kirkland signature products.
That's a good idea.
And in a worst-case scenario, they might even have to reduce their store hours.
Oh, wow, that would be a big change.
It would. But it's a way to cut costs if needed.
Okay, so they might have to make some tough choices.
They might. But it's about being proactive, preparing for different scenarios.
But on the positive side, they do have that super loyal customer base.
Right. The people who love Costco no matter what.
Yeah, who are likely to stick with them even when things get tough.
That's a major advantage.
It is. People trust Costco.
They do.
They know they can count on them for value and quality, and they appreciate the experience.
That's a powerful combination.
But loyalty only goes so far, right?
It does. They can't just rely on that. They need to stay focused on innovation.
Uh-huh.
Adapt to those changing customer needs. Be prepared for whatever the future holds.
So it's like they're sailing a ship through uncharted waters.
Right.
They need to be constantly scanning the horizon, looking for those potential storms.
And adjusting their course accordingly.
Exactly. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this part of our deep dive.
We have. We've explored Costco's financial performance.
Yeah.
And we've uncovered some of those potential challenges they face.
Yeah, those hidden dangers lurking beneath the surface.
It's been a fascinating discussion.
It has.
And it highlights just how complex it is to run a successful business in today's world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But there's one more aspect of Costco's business that I think deserves some attention.
Oh, okay. What's that?
Their corporate culture.
Ah, yes. The intangible stuff.
Right, you can't really quantify it on a balance sheet,
No, you can't.
but it plays a huge role in their success.
It does. Corporate culture is often what separates the good companies from the truly great ones.
And Costco has a reputation for having a very strong positive corporate culture.
They do. It's one of their defining characteristics.
So what are some of the hallmarks of their culture? What makes it so special?
Well, they have this laser focus on customer service.
Okay.
Their employees are empowered to go above and beyond to make sure those customers have a positive experience.
You can really feel it when you walk into a Costco.
You can?
The employees are helpful, friendly. They seem to genuinely want you to have a good time.
It's not just a show. It's part of who they are.
It's ingrained in their DNA. Exactly. They also have this strong emphasis on teamwork and collaboration.
So it's not just about individual achievement.
No, it's about working together towards a common goal.
And they value diversity and inclusion, right?
Absolutely. They strive to create a workplace where everyone feels welcome and respected.
Regardless of background.
Exactly.
And they're committed to ethical behavior.
That's essential. They have a strong code of conduct,
Uh-huh.
and they expect all their employees to adhere to it.
So it's a culture of integrity, respect, accountability.
It's not just about the bottom line.
It's about doing things the right way.
Exactly. And it all starts with leadership. Costco's leaders,
Uh-huh.
they've set the tone for the entire organization.
They lead by example.
They do,
Yeah.
embodying the values they expect from their employees.
That's how you build a strong and lasting culture.
It is. It has to come from the top.
So to wrap it all up,
Uh-huh.
Costco's success is really a result of a lot of factors.
It's a complex equation.
It is their business model, their strategies.
Their corporate culture and their ability to adapt to those changing market conditions.
They've created a winning formula.
They have one that's stood the test of time, but as we've discussed, they can't just sit back and relax.
No, they can't.
The retail landscape is constantly evolving.
It is.
They need to keep innovating, keep adapting to stay ahead of the curve.
It's an ongoing process.
It is. But what does that future actually look like?
Right.
What might Costco become in the years to come?
That's the million-dollar question.
It is, and that's what we're going to explore in the final part of our deep dive.
The crystal ball awaits.
All right, so we've spent a lot of time looking back,
Dissecting Costco's past performance.
Yeah, their strengths, the challenges, even those, real estate holdings.
Uh-huh.
But now, let's look ahead.
Time for some crystal ball gazing.
What might the future hold for this retail giant?
Predicting the future. It's always a tricky business.
It is. There are so many variables, right?
So many factors at play.
Yeah.
Consumer habits are always evolving. The global landscape is constantly shifting.
Right, and then you've got those, unexpected curveballs that life throws at you.
Exactly like a pandemic or a sudden economic downturn.
Right, who could have predicted that?
So yeah, trying to predict the future is, like you said, a bit like reading tea leaves.
It is. But that doesn't mean we can't have some fun speculating.
Of course not. Let's put on our futurist hats and see what we can come up with.
Okay, so paint me a picture. What are some potential scenarios for Costco in the next, say, 5 to 10 years?
All right, scenario number 1. Costco doubles down on its existing strengths.
Okay, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
In a sense, yes. They keep refining that treasure hunt experience.
Uh-huh.
They focus on those bulk buys that people love, and they continue nurturing that incredibly loyal membership base.
So it's all about staying true to their core identity.
Exactly. But remember, even the most well-oiled machine needs maintenance and upgrades.
Right. You can't just stand still.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So to stay successful with this approach, they need to constantly refine their operations.
Yeah.
Maybe make some strategic acquisitions, or even partner with other businesses in unexpected ways.
Give me an example. What would that look like?
Okay, imagine Costco partnering with a popular meal kit delivery service.
Interesting.
They could leverage their buying power to source ingredients from Costco
Uh-huh.
and offer members exclusive deals on those meal kits.
So it's like a value-added service for those members.
Exactly. Or they could acquire a smaller online retailer specializing in a category where Costco might be a little weaker.
Okay. Fill in the blanks. What kind of category are you thinking?
Well, maybe something like sustainable home goods or ethically sourced fashion.
Okay, so they're expanding their reach into those areas where consumers are becoming more and more conscious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're doing it in a way that aligns with their values.
So they're staying true to themselves, but also adapting to those evolving trends.
Precisely. It's a smart strategy.
Okay, I like that scenario. What else have you got?
All right, scenario number 2 is what I call the hybrid king approach.
Okay, hybrid king. What does that entail?
So Costco embraces a much more integrated online and offline experience,
Okay.
blurring the lines between their physical warehouses and that digital presence.
So more than just like, ordering online and picking up in store.
Much more than that. Think personalized shopping lists generated based on your past purchases,
Uh-huh.
your browsing history, maybe even using augmented reality in their app.
Whoa, okay, now we're talking.
Right. You could try on clothes virtually or even have AI-powered personal shoppers.
AI personal shoppers. Now that is next level.
Right. Helping you navigate the warehouse and find exactly what you need.
So they're really leaning into those technological advancements.
They're becoming leaders in using tech to enhance the shopping experience.
But would people actually want that? I mean, part of the appeal of Costco is that it's kind of low tech, right?
It is. That's part of the charm.
You wander the aisles, you make those unexpected discoveries. It's an adventure.
Right. It's a treasure hunt.
Yeah,
But consumer habits are changing.
they are.
People are busy. They want convenience.
They do.
So it's a gamble. Some people might love those high-tech features, but others might prefer that simplicity of the traditional Costco experience.
Right, so it's a delicate balance.
It is. They'd have to find a way to cater to both groups.
Give people choices.
Yeah.
Don't force them into one specific mold.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have the stay the course but get smarter approach and the embrace technology approach.
Right. Two distinct paths.
Any other paths you see them taking?
All right. Scenario number 3, Costco goes global.
Global domination.
World Costco domination.
Okay, I like it. They already have a presence in a few countries.
They do.
But imagine them expanding aggressively into new territories.
Especially those rapidly growing economies.
So picture Costco warehouses popping up in India, Brazil, Southeast Asia.
Exactly. A Costco on every corner.
But it wouldn't just be a copy and paste operation, right?
No, not at all. They'd have to adapt to each local market.
Right. What works in a suburban American Costco might not fly in, a bustling city in China.
Exactly. They need to understand the cultural nuances. The local tastes the shopping habits.
It's about localization.
It is tailoring their approach to each specific market.
Okay, so that would require a lot of, research and planning.
It would.
But if they get it right...
It could be a huge win.
Okay, so we've got some pretty realistic scenarios there.
Grounded in reality.
But now let's get a little crazy.
All right, time to think outside the box.
Any totally out there ideas for Costco's future?
Okay, here's a wild card. What if Costco goes beyond retail?
Beyond retail? Okay, I'm listening.
They leverage their incredible brand recognition and that massive loyal customer base to enter entirely new industries.
Okay, now you're really intriguing me. What kind of industries are we talking about?
Think Costco-branded financial services, travel packages, even healthcare solutions.
Hold on, Costco offering health insurance or booking my vacation?
I know it sounds crazy, right?
It does. But, I guess it makes sense.
Think about it. They already have millions of members who trust their brand, who appreciate value. They could partner with established players in these industries.
Okay.
Offer exclusive deals to Costco members.
So it's like an extension of that membership model.
Exactly. They become this all-encompassing ecosystem that goes way beyond just shopping.
That's a bold move.
It is. It would be risky.
Risky, but potentially very rewarding.
Exactly. Costco's always been a bit of a disruptor.
They have. They've never been afraid to shake things up.
Right. So maybe this is their next big play.
Okay, so we've explored a wide range of possibilities here.
We have from staying the course to total transformation.
But what does it all mean for the average Costco shopper or the potential investor?
What's the takeaway from all this speculation?
Yeah, what should people be thinking about?
I think the main takeaway is that Costco is a company that's not afraid to evolve.
Okay.
They're constantly experimenting, analyzing data, looking for ways to improve and adapt.
So they're not resting on their laurels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that adaptability, that willingness to change that bodes well for their future.
It does. It's reassuring to know that even in this crazy, ever-changing retail landscape, Costco seems ready to face whatever challenges come their way.
They've got a solid foundation, built on value, quality, and a genuine focus on those members.
That's a winning combination.
It is.
Yeah.
And those principles, they never go out of style.
They don't. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into Costco's world.
We have, from their financials to their future.
It's been a fascinating journey.
It has full of insights and speculation.
And I have to say, I'm feeling pretty optimistic about Costco's future.
Me too. They're a company that's worth watching.
Absolutely. Both for what they do for the retail industry and for their ability to adapt and thrive in this crazy world.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, that's all the time we have for today.
Time flies when you're having fun with numbers.
It does. But we want to leave you with one final thought.
All right. A parting gift.
As you head out for your next Costco run, or maybe just contemplate your next big purchase, think about the role Costco plays in your life.
Right. Are you a diehard fan?
Yeah. Will you stay loyal, embrace their innovations, maybe even venture into those new territories they explore?
Or will your shopping habits evolve, taking you down a different path?
It's a question worth pondering.
It is. One thing's for sure, though, the future of retail, it's going to be an interesting ride.
It is. So buckle up, folks, and thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Costco.
Until next time, happy shopping.